Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be getting into the beauty report for October. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on a whole bunch of different products that I've been testing and trying out throughout the month. October has been a really crazy month for me, but like mostly crazy in a good way. At the beginning of the month, I got the pleasure of being the maid of honor in my best friend's wedding. Then we went to Generation Beauty New York together the weekend after that. And then I came home, packed and repacked and went to New Hampshire with my husband on vacation. And basically since I've gotten home, I've been non-stop either testing and trying products or working. I basically contract and do HR work for a couple of small businesses, so I have my hands pretty full nowadays. So I know I've been trying to post, or I've been wanting to post 3 times a week, but it just hasn't really happened in the last couple of months because I had a lot going on. But hopefully over the winter I'll be able to post a little more frequently because I have so many things I want to tell you guys about, and I hate having to make all my videos super long and like try to cram it all into one. So hopefully in the future that will get a little bit better. Speaking of which, I'm actually not going to talk about hair care in today's video at all because I had so many products. I decided I could do an entire dedicated video on my current hair care and hair styling routine and all the products I've been really enjoying and loving lately. So hopefully that will go up maybe Thursday or sometime next week. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, why don't we get into all the makeup and skincare I want to fill you guys in on. So why don't we kick things off with skincare. Now this first product here, I honestly don't remember if I talked about it to you guys before, but it's good enough that if I did mention it, it's worth mentioning again. So I was lucky enough to get a full-size bottle of Bioderma from the brand when I was at Generation Beauty New York. And I actually had like a smaller bottle of this that I brought with me to New York City to take my makeup off while I was traveling. And I'd been using it for a little while before then. And I honestly really enjoy it. Now, Bioderma is kind of like the OG micellar water. They are the brand that kind of started the whole trend, and now there are a lot of copycat products to this one, but Bioderma was the original. They are a French company, and I understand why so many of like the UK beauty bloggers I used to follow way back when really enjoyed this, because it does a great job of taking off your makeup and it does not irritate your eyes at all. Like I could probably get this stuff in my eye. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but if I did, it wouldn't burn or sting at all, which is really nice. Now this is the kind of like original version that's great for sensitive skin. They also have one that's kind of like a blue color that's great for oily to combination skin, especially if you're removing makeup on your face, not as much on your eyes. So they actually gave me that as well, and I've been using that a little bit recently, but I haven't used it enough to really give you my thoughts on it. But the original I have used for quite a while now, and I do really enjoy it. I think if you're looking for a gentle way to remove your everyday makeup, it's really awesome, and a bottle like this, which retails for about $15, will last you a pretty long time. You get 500 milliliters or 16.7 fluid ounces, which I think is a lot more than a lot of drugstore micellar waters have in their bottles. So even though it's a little more expensive, you're getting a lot of product. Now this next product I actually received in my September BoxyLuxe box, and I've been using it pretty much every single day since then, so just over a month now. I've been using it morning and night. And it's funny, so if I'm being 100% honest, I was pretty skeptical about this product because I haven't loved a lot of things I've tried from Juice Beauty in the past. I love the fact that they use basically like all fruit-based and organic ingredients in their skincare. I think that's awesome, but it is quite expensive, and the things that I had tried in the past, I honestly can't even remember what they were because I just didn't really fall in love with them. So I saw that this was gonna be in the box and I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I'll try it anyway. And guys, I am kind of obsessed with this product, and it pains me because it's $80, so when I have to repurchase it, it's gonna kill me a little bit, but I definitely would consider getting it again because it's that good. So the product, I haven't even told you what it is yet, is the Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Booster Serum. So basically this is just a serum that helps to fight signs of aging, diminish fine lines. It uses a lot of natural alpha hydroxy acids to do so. And what I love about this serum is that it's almost like a thick gel-like consistency, but it sinks into the skin really nicely. It doesn't leave me feeling greasy or sticky at all, and it doesn't make me more oily throughout the day. There are so many skincare products, because I have such oily skin, that really just contribute to that oil production, and if I'm wearing makeup, I can look really greasy after like 4 or 5 hours, which is, you know, frustrating. But I feel like this works so well with my oily skin. It wears really beautifully under makeup, and I feel like since I've been using this, my skin has looked smoother and it's looked clearer. So it pains me to like this as much as I do, because again, $80 is a lot of money for a single skincare product, but I'm really, really glad I gave it a try and that I was able to get it in my boxy Luxe box, because honestly, this basically was worth more than the entire box itself and made it so totally worth it for me. Speaking of boxy charm, this next guy I want to talk about came from our October box, and a lot of people have been raving about how amazing it is, and I'm totally on that bandwagon right with them. This is the Farmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. I'm pretty sure Olivia, or Liv from Liv Loves Her Makeup, has been talking about this product for quite a while and how it's incredible for removing your makeup at the end of the night, and I should have listened to her sooner, because I don't know what I was doing with my life before I had this. It's so good. So basically, this is a green cleansing balm. It smells legit like a lime popsicle or like green sherbet. It's so delicious if you like that kind of limey scent, which I'm all about that. Green popsicles were always my favorite. Second, banana. I'm like the person that likes the weird flavors, I know. But the reason why this stuff is so amazing is not just because it breaks down like every trace of your makeup, but it rinses away completely clean, which so many cleansing balms do not do. Oftentimes you put on a cleansing balm or an oil and then it breaks your makeup down really nicely, but then when you rinse it off, you have like a film on your skin and you kind of have to go in with a second cleanser to remove the residual cleansing oil or balm, which is fine. I don't mind double cleansing, but it is kind of annoying to have the extra step. This, however, you can go in and remove all of your makeup and it just completely rinses clean. It doesn't leave any film, but your skin is super, super soft, and it's heavenly. The only thing I will say about this happens sometimes with cleansing balms. If you're using it on your eye area to remove eyeliner and mascara, it will definitely get it off, but if you get like too much on your eyes, you can kind of get that sort of cloudy vision situation going on if it actually gets in your eyes. So just try to be careful with that. It will go away, but just as a heads up, that is a thing that can happen if you kind of like overload the product in the eye area. But other than that, I mean, I have a feeling I'm gonna go through this travel size jar fairly quickly. A little goes a long way, but I've been using it pretty much every night to remove my makeup. So I have this like in my cart for the Sephora sale that's happening at the beginning of November, because I think I might get the full size jar. And then the last skincare product that I wanted to tell you guys about is this Purlisse Watermelon Energizing Aqua Balm. Now this is something I also picked up from Generation Beauty, so I've only had it now for a few weeks, but oh man, this was just as good as I hoped it was going to be. I am enjoying it thoroughly. So basically this is a lightweight, oil-free gel cream moisturizer that smells like watermelons. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's very, very lightweight, which makes it perfect for my skin being so oily. Now, I own the Glow Recipe Pink Juice Watermelon Glow, whatever the heck it's called, moisturizer, and I like that one, but I honestly like this a lot better. The Glow Recipe one, while also being lightweight, has a much more wet and watery consistency to it, so it stays wet on your skin a lot longer. It doesn't absorb quite as quickly. This, because it has more of like a gel cream texture, really sinks into your skin and dries quickly, so if you're going to put on makeup over it, you don't have to wait forever. And I feel like my makeup goes on so beautifully on top of this. It helps to control shine. I feel like this plus that Juice Beauty Serum has been like my holy grail dream team skincare setup for the morning to help me not look shiny throughout the day. I also think you get almost twice as much product in this for about the same price. This has 1.7 ounces, and I think the Glow Recipe is only an ounce of moisturizer. So when it comes time to repurchasing, this guy right here, this one will be the winner for sure. So let's move on to makeup. The first thing I want to show you guys is this beautiful thing right here. This is the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette that was created in collaboration with DesixKaty. This is part of their round 2 collaboration. They collaborated with Dose of Colors last year and released a really beautiful line of products, a very similar packaging. This year's collaboration is slightly darker and more bronzy, but it's the same kind of beautiful textured glittery gorgeousness on the outside. So I picked up this guy as well as one of the lipsticks, but I really wanted to share my thoughts on the palette since this is kind of the standout product I feel like from the entire collection. And it's also the most expensive thing that you can pick up. This retails for $55, which is a lot of money for 10 eyeshadows, but honestly, I mean, they are very nicely sized pans. They're basically about the same as a single eyeshadow you might get from ColourPop. So really, when you do the math, $55 is not terrible for that much product, plus the packaging is absolutely stunning. Ultimately, it's gonna kind of be up to you and whether or not you feel this particular selection of eyeshadows is something you would get enough use out of to justify spending $55. I personally have been absolutely loving it. Now, this was the only palette I took with me to Generation Beauty New York when I went, so I created looks with this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I had been using it before then and have used it a few times since then as well. And let me tell you, every single day, at least 3 or 4 people asked me what I was wearing on my eyes. And now, I mean, you know, you're at a beauty event, so of course, it's probably more likely someone's gonna ask you about your makeup at Gen Beauty than anywhere else, but nobody asked me about my lip color, you know what I mean? This was definitely the standout of my looks. And honestly, the reason is that all of these glittery, gorgeous, metallic-y shades are so stunning on the eyes. They make such a beautiful statement look. And what's really cool is that the texture of them is very, very unique. It's very creamy and almost wet, and you can layer the colors together to create almost custom shades. So it's a really unique and versatile palette that really lets you make some like very, very interesting looks on your eyes. Like this shade right here called A Moment, this blue, it has an almost purple shift to it depending on how you're looking at it and how it catches the light. This is probably one of the like shades that's probably drawn people into buying this palette. It's so stunning. The other one, this green, Dirty Money here, I feel like a lot of people have bought this palette just for this really unique, gorgeous greeny gold color. But even though the metallic-y glittery shades in here are really, really stunning, the mattes are also really, really nice. They're very, very soft, very pigmented, and they blend out really beautifully. So, I mean, look at this, guys. It's just so, so stunning. Let me just do a little swatch here. Just look at that pigmentation. It is super, super stunning. Very, very easy to blend. It doesn't fade really easily. I honestly love the mattes in here, and I really appreciate the fact that they gave you so many and so many nice neutral colors because it creates such a perfect base for all of these glittery metallic shades. Now, this is the palette I used to do my eye makeup today. I wanted to do something a little bit more neutral because I really hadn't done just a straight up neutral look yet. I've been doing everything so colorful with this palette. So I used these 3 shades right here, basically to build up my crease and outer corner. I put the cream shade all over my lid, and then I went in with Just a Kiss on top just to add a little bit of sparkle. And I really like the way it came out. It's very, very pretty. So honestly, long story short, I really enjoyed this palette. One other thing to note, a lot of people have talked about having sensitivities to the glittery or metallic shades in here. It has caused allergic reactions in some people. I have had 0 problem with them, but I also had 0 problem with the girls palette when that came out last year. So just as kind of like a word of caution, if you have very sensitive skin, sensitive eyes, you have had problems with eyeshadows in the past, you may want to test this out. You may want to like skip this one if that's a concern of yours, just because I do know some people have had that problem with this. It doesn't seem to be a problem with everyone. It seems that these shadows, these metallic ones, are the same formula as the Block Party eyeshadows. So if you've had any issues with those, just be cautioned. It seems to be the same formula. I personally, fortunately, have had no issues. I think they're stunning. I think they just look really glittery and gorgeous on the eyes. I've had a lot of fun playing with this palette, and I do definitely recommend it if you were considering picking it up. Ultimately, it's just gonna come down to whether or not you're as obsessed with glittery looks as I am, and whether or not you think you're gonna get a lot of use out of those metallic-y glittery shades. If you're just kind of more of a matte neutral person, this may not be the kind of right palette for you because it is certainly a lot of money. Now, while we're talking about GenBeauty, I was fortunate enough to take home a bunch of products from theBalm at that event, and I've been testing and trying out quite a few of them, but there were a couple that I specifically wanted to share with you today. The first is this guy here. This is their Alternative Rock Volume 2 Face Palette, which I honestly have heard nobody talking about, but is a really awesome little all-in-one travel palette. So in here you get 6 eyeshadows and then a bronzer, blush, and highlight. So I used all 3 face products for my look today, and I brought this with me to New Hampshire. So this is basically the only eyeshadows, blushes, bronzers, etc. that I brought with me for that entire week. Gave me the opportunity to really test it out, and I really enjoyed this a lot, especially the face products. I think that they're really, really beautiful. I love the colors in here. They're a little bit more warm, which I feel like flatters the undertones in my skin. The one thing I will say is that I feel that these are not the most long-wearing face products I've ever used. After like 5-6 hours of wear, especially the blush starts to fade. So you may need to touch these up. Like, let's say if you wore them to work and then you're going out for the evening, they may need a little bit of topping off. But the eyeshadows actually had really nice lasting power. They're very, very easy to work with. This like shade here called Xenon TV. It's a really, really beautiful lid color. It's like a gorgeous metallic kind of coppery bronze. You have this nice matte that's very, very soft. It actually reminds me a lot of one of the mattes in the Dose of Colors palette. Makes a nice little crease shade. So all in all, I feel like you can create some really beautiful looks with this. You can go very soft in daytime. You can go a little bit more dramatic. You have actually quite a few options in here, and I enjoyed it a lot. I think if you're someone that wants just a simple go-to palette, you don't want to have to think too much about doing your makeup, this basically coordinates the entire thing for you. Or if you want something to travel with, it is very compact and travel friendly. I mean, it's pretty tiny, but it packs a lot in here. So definitely enjoying this. Would say it's worth checking out. And then this guy here is basically like my new obsession. This is the Schwing Eyeliner. Now, I remember watching one of Samantha March's videos. I pretty much watch her channel religiously, and I'm pretty sure she was the one who I first heard talking about this and how it makes doing winged eyeliner so easy. And I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I think I just got distracted because I have so much makeup, and I honestly was feeling a little bit over the whole cat eye trend. I wasn't wearing eyeliner very much, but then this was in the like goodie bag that theBalm gave to us at GenBeauty, and I was like, yes, I finally am gonna try it out. And man, I have to say, this is probably one of the best liquid eyeliners I've ever used. Now, it is a true traditional liquid eyeliner. It's not a felt tip pen. It does have a felt tip applicator, but it's in this kind of little pot and, you know, wand type situation, like old school liquid eyeliner would be, but it is so easy to use. The nib on this has such a super, super fine point, and it's got just the right amount of flexibility so that you don't feel like you're stabbing yourself in the eye, but it can create like a really, really sharp wing. It also is super, super matte and black when it dries down. I mean, this is like one of the most matte black liquid eyeliners I've ever used. It's pretty amazing. Now, the one thing I will say about this, if you rub your eyes or touch your eyes, it will smudge. I personally have not had any problems with it like raccooning on me because I don't have very watery eyes. So unless I'm actually like rubbing my eyes, it stays put really, really well. But if you're someone that has very watery eyes or itchy eyes or has a tendency to touch their eyes a lot, just be warned, this may not be the best eyeliner for you because it does have that tendency to like potentially smudge around if you really go at it. But if you can keep your hands off, I would definitely recommend this. I think it's one of the easiest liquid eyeliner type products that I've ever used. Now this next guy, I want to just give more of a brief mention than a full review because I'm still playing around with it, mainly because it's just so stinking massive. I haven't had a chance to use like nearly enough of the colors yet. But this is the Karity Picante palette. Now this guy hasn't launched yet. I think it will become available at the beginning of November, but it is on pre-order right now on the Karity website at a discounted price. I received it in PR, which was really, really awesome, so I've had a chance to play around with it a little bit. But basically, this is your quintessential fall palette right here. It's got a row of beautiful gold tones, your oranges, and your purples. It's been so much fun to play with, but as you can see, there's a lot in here, so I don't really feel like I have 100% solid opinion on it yet. I actually just sat down and swatched this whole palette today, and I think the pictures will be up on my Instagram by the time this video goes live, so I will link that post for you guys in the description box if you want to see the look I created with this and also swatches of the entire palette. But from what I can tell from my initial thoughts, this is pretty much on par with all of Karity's other palettes, so if you like their eyeshadow formula, it's gonna be kind of exactly like everything else from them you've tried. The mattes swatch a little patchy, but they build and blend pretty well. The metallics have a creamy texture. They're not really chunky at all. Again, they can be built up and they really pop if you foil them or you layer them over like a glitter primer or something like that. But all in all, for the price, I feel like it's definitely not bad. You get so much in here to play with and the color selection in this is absolutely stunning. So I really look forward to playing around with this guy a little bit more in the coming weeks. Oh, you know what? I also used this palette in my makeup playtime video last week, I believe too. So if you guys want to see the look I created using this, I will link that video for you guys as well. Now, as much as I love the holidays, I am not someone that normally gets sucked into the limited edition holiday gift sets, holiday releases, and all that kind of jazz. I'm not big into the whole limited edition thing. There's so much stuff that gets released at this time of year. There's so much hype around it, and then nobody uses that stuff come like January, February. So most of the time I just stick to the permanent collections and all that good stuff. But I made an exception this year, and Emily Noel was totally the one who sold me on this because she reviewed this gift set and then I was like, I'm sold, I have to get it. And oh my God, guys, it's the best. So I'm talking about the little liquid lipstick set from Too Faced. It retails for $25. You get 4 mini liquid lipsticks in their melted matte formula. And okay, there's several things about this that are wonderful. First of all, the color selection is gorgeous. You get basically a collection of sort of nude shades, but they're slightly more unique nudes, and then you get a really beautiful red, which is perfect for the holidays. But what makes it even better is that all of these are themed around like holiday desserts. And not only do the colors correspond to the dessert, but they also have a matching scent. So like this guy here is a lip product I'm wearing right now, and this is the pumpkin spice one, of course. So you can see the packaging has this really cute little pumpkin detail on it, and then the color, obviously, very pumpkin spice inspired, and it smells like pumpkin pie, which is so delicious. I honestly think this is my favorite of the entire set because I am such a nut for these like orangey type shades, and you don't really see this kind of color very often in lip sets. I feel like you get a lot of mauvey nudes and not as many like warm orangey nudes, so this really excited me. Then you also get Cinnamon Bear, so cute, Sugar Cookie, and Hot Buttered Rum. So honestly, I have worn all of these except for I think the red at this point. Yeah, I still have to try this guy out. But the 3 nude shades I've worn quite a bit and I absolutely have loved them. Now this is obviously a liquid lipstick formula, so it does dry down completely matte. It doesn't really transfer, but it honestly is not that uncomfortable. It's very lightweight on the lips and I haven't felt that it's really dried my lips out very badly. So I've been really enjoying it. Honestly, I think this would make a really, really cute gift or stocking stuffer for somebody that loves makeup. Also, no judgment if you want to treat yourself, because obviously I did. If you really like liquid lipstick or you really like these kinds of shades, I think it's totally worth it. Because honestly, like one full-size liquid lipstick probably would cost about the same amount of money, but you never go through a full liquid lipstick, so why not get these really, really adorable holiday themed minis? The packaging feels really nice quality for a mini product, and I feel like you definitely get still a generous amount in each tube. So I have just two last products to share with you guys. Both of these are kind of a little bit random. The first is a perfume, and my dad actually picked this up for me, which is super, super sweet of him. Maybe about a month or so ago, we went on a little father-daughter shopping spree, and he treated me to this. But this is Nest Fragrance's newest scent. It's called Cocoa Woods, and oh my god, I feel like this is the quintessential fall fragrance. It's got obviously notes of cocoa, and I believe also maybe like sandalwood and musk. It has that sort of ever so slight musky kind of spiciness and like in the undertone to it, but it's also got that sort of creamy, chocolatey, slightly sweet kind of predominant note to it. Oh my goodness, it's just delicious, and to me it is so fall. I want to drink hot cocoa and like put on a blanket, scarf, and snuggle somebody when I smell this. It's not the most long wearing scent I think I've ever used. Like if I put this on in the morning, I do kind of have to top it off before I go out at night. But I honestly don't mind because I just love the scent so much, and I feel like it's really unique for a chocolate fragrance. It's not like sickeningly sweet or like in your face chocolate. It's got this more subtle kind of cocoa note to it, and it's not too masculine either. I feel like there are other sort of similar fragrances to this, but they're a little bit more smoky, a little bit more tobacco-y, and while I think they smell good, I would probably like them more on the dude that I was smelling than on myself. So this to me still is feminine, but it has that same kind of very like cozy by the fireplace type vibe. And then finally, I have what I think is my perfect nude nail polish shade, which is very exciting to me. I recently picked this up from Kale Polish. It's the shade Miss Honey. I'm obsessed. And I know I probably have said obsessed a lot in this video, but really though, I don't normally repaint my nails with the same color multiple times within the same month. But this is something I kept going back to, and I honestly just took it off because it was starting to chip. I'd been wearing it for a little while, and I didn't have time to repaint my nails before this video. What I love about this color is that it is a nude, but it has like a hint of warm pinkiness to it, so it doesn't make you look dead. Like sometimes nude nail polish is just a little cool toned, and against my skin it just looks very ashy and not very flattering. But because this has that little bit of warmth to it, I think it looks so good on me considering that I have more yellow undertones. I also love the Kale Polish formula. It's really, really opaque in 2 coats. It goes on so easily, and the brush on this nail polish is like perfection. I have relatively wide nail beds, so like the Essie brush, for example, anything that's very small and round, it just goes on really streaky because I have to go so many strokes to cover my entire nail bed, whereas this guy is got like a flat paddle shape, so I can pretty much cover my entire nail in like 2 strokes, and the polish goes on beautifully. It's so fast, it's so easy, goes on really, really shiny, doesn't chip really easily. I just think for the price, which these retail now for like just under $10, it's one of the best nail polish formulas I think I've ever used. So that is it for the beauty report this month. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out with me. I know these videos are always super, super long, but I like to give you guys all of the good info you need to make better informed purchases and decide whether or not any of these products are right for you. If you enjoyed this series, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and let me know which of these products were you most interested in. Have you tried any of them? What were your thoughts? I love chatting with you guys in the comments below. And make sure you stay tuned for my hair care video. Hopefully I'll have a chance to get that filmed for you guys soon, because I honestly have found some really, really amazing things that have been helping me keep my hair super shiny and super healthy, so I definitely want to give you guys the scoop. So I think that's it, guys. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, a very, very happy Halloween, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.